Under the sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. In Florida's field, real night band.
All right, it is that time. It is time for the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here. Josh Wilson along with Christopher Light. Good evening to y'all. It is Tuesday again, and it is week number 5 in the Sunshine State. And how you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing all right. I'll tell you this, our pick 6 this week, I'm excited because there's some a little twist going on here with it, but y'all see here coming up here in the next little bit with the pick 6. Chris already knows about it. He's already seen it.
Yeah.
But
pretty good.
Yes. Kind of one of those days where it's just been a lot of content going out on FloorHSFootball.com. So definitely appreciate everybody that is joining us. So yes, it is. Good evening to all of y'all who are joining us here. I see Emery in the chat. I see Mark Cannon. I see Nully in the house as well. So we got the comments rolling already in the chat here. And boy, oh boy. Chris, looking back at last week real quick, oh my goodness, there's a lot that happened here, and we're going to talk about it here as we get ready to roll into the, let me make sure I got it. Is it? Yep, the Blitz Lines. There we go. Yes, indeed. And my, we start looking at it. I think I'll go first to over to dealing with the Venice Port Charlotte game. That was a back and forth kind of game there. Port Charlotte, I got to tell you, really, gave Venice everything they got. Couldn't pull it off in the end, but boy, I got to give much credit to the Pirates for giving the Indians everything they could.
Oh yeah, in Port Charlotte, we've alluded to it the last couple of weeks. They're a very good team, and we had the coach on last week as well. I expect Port Charlotte to make some noise in the playoffs. Especially coming up in the next few weeks with District Play starting.
And I got to say this when I'm looking at Port Charlotte's district, which is 4A12, usually last year it was a really strong district. I mean, strong. And right now, there's another team that we're going to tie into this because that was Naples at Booker last week. And oh my gosh, that did not go so well for Naples.
Oh no.
I did. If you had If you had Naples getting shut out by Booker on your bingo card, please go ahead and collect it. Go to the pay window and collect, because I did not have that on my card at all.
Yeah, who saw that comment? Huh?
I don't know. I really don't know who. That was a big one. It was kind of like I was scratching my head on that one when I saw that. I'm like, excuse me, come again, because that was supposed to have been a really good game. It was supposed to have been a close game. And, that, man, this is where I tie this back in, is that, last year, that district, it was really a battle between Naples and Port Charlotte, but Port Charlotte couldn't get passed through going through the during the playoffs, and that was a problem there for them. I gotta say that, because that's really was an issue there in the whole sense, is that you win the district, but you can't get past Naples in the playoffs, and that to me that to me can be a problem there. But I gotta think that district 4A12 is may have tilted more into Port Charlotte's favor because of what happened with Naples.
Oh yeah, and Port Charlotte's got a big advantage, not just on the strength of schedule, but they've got a big advantage in the entire district as well. But it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that district.
No, absolutely here. And, looking at it, South Fort Myers. South Fort Myers is another team in that district, by the way, who beat Fort Myers. Now, Fort Myers, I gotta send off. I got to send off my prayers to Sammy Sereni Jr. He's dealing with a health scare. I actually had a mild stroke. That's why he's actually not been on the sideline the last couple of weeks. And I gotta send out the prayers to Coach on that one, because that definitely is hard. Hard for a program, any program, when you lose your leader right there, for an extended period of time, especially right in the middle when you actually need your head coach the most, and that's during the season.
Yeah, and you wonder what the kids are thinking, and you wonder how the assistant coaches are adjusting to everything, and you have to go through that, and that's just part of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that news coming from the Fort Myers News Press on that one. So, but again, our well wishes out to Coach Sirianni and and also the entire Fort Myers Green Wave team, because I know that is a tough situation to be in right this second. North Miami Beach beat Charlotte. How about this? North Miami Beach beat Charlotte 20-14 in overtime. Oh my goodness! Wow, that if you had that on your bingo card, I was kind of like, that's another one to go and collect to the pay window, because I did not have that one.
Yeah, I think we all picked Charlotte to win that game too.
Yes, we did on our picks. I'm looking at the sheet here on the other screen right here, and it's and
it shut, and North Miami Beach, congrats to them for coming out and making a game of it. That surprised a lot of people.
No, absolutely. It did surprise a lot of people. And then, of course, the final game that was on our pick six was Community School at Calvary Christian Clearwater, and Community School took care of business there. So Community School looks like maybe what they added the smaller private schools in the 1A, 2A section, especially 1A in Southwest Florida. They're looking really, really good right now. But, another team, we're going to have head coach Joey Mendes on here coming up from Cypress Lake. And I got to tell you something, Chris, that they beat Fort Myers for the first time in years. Not this previous week, the week before that, and that's a huge. And Cypress Lake, after starting off 0-2, they've won 2 straight. And Cypress Lake has been a team that has been in the playoff mix over the last few years. And this is the coach is a big reason why behind that. What for the Panthers. But I gotta say this, it's Southwest Florida. We're starting to see a little separation in terms of the teams down there, but there's still a lot up for grabs, in my opinion, here when we look at that region in an overall perspective, and just looking at all the different teams.
Yeah, Cypress Lake, they've got a very interesting district there. Estero, Lemon Bay, Highland Coast. So it's a very winnable district for them. So You wonder that's going to be a fun thing to watch with Cypress with Cypress Lake there.
No, and I get going back here on some of the comments here. Mark Cannon he said he picked North Miami Beach. He said the Chargers best my Tarpons, and I gotta say, just looking at everything that we've had so far in Southwest Florida, just a lot to really just a lot to watch here. Obviously, as we enter week 5, obviously next week is a big week, week 6, because hey, there were district games last week, but if your team didn't play a district game last week, it's coming next week. So week 6 is definitely going to be big, and fingers crossed. Hey, let's just fingers crossed that that blob that they're talking about in the ocean can just stay out there, because this is about we're knock on wood. This is about the time of year that we seem to have trouble.
Yeah, and for those that are interested, coming up later this week, we'll have a playoff roadmap that is going to be featured on the site for everybody. That's going to be featuring district by district breakdowns of everything you need to know. So,
no, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's yeah, definitely. So if you don't have one of our season ticket memberships, go ahead and get one, because you're going to want to see what Chris has worked on. It's really good, breaking down what we're kind of looking at 4 weeks in. What are we looking at here? So Henry says it's Florida. The weather is always unpredictable, so you never know. But anyways, we're done with the Blitz Lines. We got to take a 2-minute break here. Then we're going to bring Coach in here, and we're going to talk Cypress Lake football here coming up here after this. We'll be right back here on the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloydHSFootball.com and the FloydHSFootball.com social media networks.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown!
Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. The First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
All right, welcome back here to the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz. As we roll along into our interview segment, we'll also reveal our week 3 player of the week for Southwest Florida coming up here after the interview here. But joining us now is the head coach of the Cypress Lake Panthers down there in Fort Myers, head coach Joey Mendes. Good evening to you, Coach, and appreciate you joining us here on the Blitz and everything, Coach. I mean, after just y'all some competitive games, y'all beat Cypress Fort Myers for the first time in, like, I want to say almost 20 some years. I talk about that first and foremost, just getting and how y'all's team has been in the preparation moving forward, getting ready for district play coming up next week. Coach, I don't hear you. Let's see. We're having a little bit of audio issue there. Not sure we got a connection there on the audio. Coach, can you hear us? Can we get Coach? Do this. Call my cell phone number, and I'll bring you through the audio board here on my end. So that way we can be able to get you in without issue. Just give us 1 second as I get Coach hooked in here, and I think we got Coach. All right, Coach, just go ahead and mute your audio on your computer.
All right.
Oh, we still got audio. All right.
No, it should be muted.
All right, there we go. Now that's better. There we go. So, Coach,
sorry about that.
No, all good. This is how it's not the first time it happened. It'll be the last time it happens for us here. But, Coach, just to go back to the question here, y'all beat Fort Myers for the first time. I think it's almost like 20 years, just 2 weeks ago. But after an 0-2 start, you already got 2 games already this season. But, y'all are a favorite in your district this year. Just talk about the start here, after the first 4 weeks of the season as we start to get into this midway of the season here.
Yeah, appreciate you having him on the show. And, to kind of talk about Fort Myers, being my alma mater, it's always fun playing against them. Last time we beat them was 2019. I was a DC on the social staff then. But the last time we beat them at Fort Myers was 2006.
Okay, so at Fort Myers. So thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. So, it was a big win for us Friday night, kind of get us in the right direction going into playing against Eastleigh this past week. But yeah, it's been a pretty good season so far. We're kind of growing. We're getting better each week. And, the kids are really starting to buy in. No,
absolutely. And, when looking at, like Lee County and Collier County, obviously, a lot of interchange in the schedule with the teams down that way. I mean, what are you seeing that may be standing out this year that, like, in terms of Southwest Florida football outside of what your program's doing? Like, what are you seeing in terms of the programs down there? Because it seems like there's some interesting things going on down there that I wasn't even expecting this year.
No, it definitely is. The competition obviously is actually pretty good down here right now. All the teams are kind of battling. When you go to look at your schedule, it's not like you just have that one easy team or that, kind of a little bit of a break on your schedule. It's pretty much been a gauntlet so far. And then even going into the bottom half of our season, it's been pretty strong in Southwest Florida and with Naples and Fort Myers and even Charlotte. It's been a good battle.
No, absolutely. And, when Chris, I know Chris has got something here for you too as well. Sorry.
So talk about your quarterback, Jaden Henderson. He's been a sophomore quarterback there. He's been pretty good there for you. Talk about his performance and what you see out of him.
Yeah, Jaden's a competitor. We went to him like 2 weeks ago and we just said, hey, listen, I know you're a sophomore, but you started all 10 games as a freshman last year for a DB for us, so you know what the standard is, as far as our team and the culture. So now you're at quarterback, you got to lead it. So go out there and lead by example. And he stepped up, and the effort that he puts in to watch film and learn the playbook and know what everybody's supposed to do on the field. He's done a really good job and just been stepping up and being a leader even as a sophomore.
No, absolutely. But, Coach, talk about some of your other guys that have stood out here, because I know that, there's no I in teams. So, talk about some of the other guys who may not be necessarily getting the attention, but should be getting attention right now, especially the fact that, the way the name of the game of college recruiting goes these days.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys actually have stepped up. We haven't had, just one guy. So, as far as the offensive side of the ball, Zane Kipling at the tight end H-back set for us. He had a big game against Fort Myers with the 2 touchdowns. Adrian Burdett has been doing a really good job for us out wide. Javarian Singleton, on the offensive side for us. And, that offensive line, we kind of changed a couple things. Zane played tackle for us last year and now moving him out to H-back. So we had to bring in a couple guys to learn up front, and they're getting better each week. And they're really building, that family tradition of what offensive linemen are always known to be. And then defensively, being led by Kamari McKay, our junior safety, he started all 3 years on varsity now, and he's a big leader on our defense and a lot of open field tackles for us. And then, Zane and Daniel Johnson as the D linemen, kind of really stepping up for us. They had big seasons last year as juniors, and they're just carrying it into this year. And then Mason Kirch at the middle linebackers has done a really good job for us.
Oh, absolutely. And Coach, talk about one thing we always ask coaches about is like community support and all and everything. Talk about the support that you have at Cypress Lake. I know that being in a big larger metropolitan area like Lee County, Fort Myers, and in that area. I mean, it's split between quite a few different schools. So, what is the community support like for y'all there at Cypress Lake and everything that for the fans?
It's been great. Us having the year that we did last year and then them coming around more this year. And, we've actually had alumni starting to come back and support and just, helping out the team and trying to talk to them and give them their story and what they've been through. So it's actually been really good and it's getting better.
Oh, absolutely. Chris, you got any final questions here for Coach as we roll along here?
Yeah, we've been talking about the weather the last few weeks, and luckily this year we hadn't had the magical hurricanes show up on our doorsteps. Talk about your philosophy with the weather and how it's been for you.
The weather actually has gotten us twice now. We had to reschedule Pahokee to a Monday night, and then this past week against East Lee, we had to play on Saturday morning. So the weather, we've 50-50 chance right now. So we were able to get the Fort Myers game and Dunbar game off, but we've had some struggles with the weather this season so far.
Oh man, that stinks. But hopefully not for this weekend. As I wrap it up here with Coach Mendes from Cypress Lake. Coach, the big game this week, Riverdale. I mean, before the district game starts up. But when talk about just this big game here coming up here with Riverdale. I know one of the other top tier teams there sitting there in Lee County right now.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. They got some good skill guys. They're pretty good up front. They're really good at running the ball, so we're gonna have to slow down the run and kind of see what we can do skill wise. But they are a really good team, and it's gonna be a good test for us rolling into districts.
No, absolutely. So we'll look at that. But Coach, I appreciate you taking some time. Sorry about the technical difficulties there.
That's all right. I appreciate it.
But Coach, best of luck this week against Riverdale. Best of luck. Obviously, I know that when we start with district play next week, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what the Panthers do here coming up here over the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to postseason.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. All right. That was Coach Mendes from Cypress Lake joining us here on the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz. And Cypress Lake, seeing what they've done here, that's why I wanted to bring Coach on and be able to talk about it, because sometimes programs like Cypress Lake kind of get, ignored in the shuffle. And that's our goal, is to bring programs, not just the ones that are top tier, necessarily the top 25 in the state. We're talking about other programs that are just as good quality programs in this state.
Yeah, and they in the last 2 weeks they've outscored their opponents 83-13. So they've got that offense going and they've got that defense going. So they're retooling right at the right time.
No, absolutely, and that is awesome right there. And with all of that, but real quick, we got to go to our week 3 week 3 player of the week, and that's Ashari Charles out of Venice. And how about Ashari? How about this? Registered 4 sacks along with 8 total tackles, 8 total tackles and 5 tackles for loss in the Indians in their 27-20 victory over Bishop Rowe, going back to week number 3. So definitely appreciate everybody that participates in our weekly polls across the 8 different regions on our Blitz shows here each and every week here. So, but that said, Chris, these shows go quick, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
These shows go quick because you know what's on the other side? We got the fan comments, we got the fan questions and all that. And then you know what? It's going to be the pick 6 time, so just stand by for that. Yes, absolutely. All right, we'll be right back here on the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here on FloorHSFootball.com and the FloorHSFootball.com social media networks.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with a free ScoreStream mobile app. Download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Juggled and caught!
All right, welcome back here to the Southwest Florida edition of the Blitz here. And, man, Mark Cannon's having that trouble with that dadgum spell check. He's trying to convince me.
I tried to over this week too.
He's trying to win me over on pistachio almond ice cream, which I don't even know if we have that available here. I'll have to check.
It's available at the in the grocery store. It's a Bluebell ice cream. So there you go.
Oh, Bluebell ice cream. I wonder if Publix got up in there and their Publix premium. I wonder if they have that too. So I'll have to check and see because I'm a big Publix. I'm a big Publix premium ice cream person. So, by the way, Emery said UFOs. I'm like, oh, here you go. UFOs where? Oh, you're talking about over here? Yeah. Oh man! Our comments tonight. The question. It is so good to see everybody firing off in the chat here and everything. By the way, I'll answer this question from Emery here. He said he mentioned last week. We forgot. Said when did you say the FSA released their first playoff rankings? We thought it was going to be this week, but actually it is next Tuesday. They will release the first set of playoff rankings. So I did get a confirmation. So the FSA board of directors, by the way, is meeting next Monday. So I'm going to be there for that meeting because we'll get a first idea of what may possibly be in terms of discussion for the FSA classifications for 2026 and 2027. We're going to kind of get an idea where things may be going for a vote in November because the board of directors will be tasked for a vote in November to decide what the classification model will look like. I've heard a couple different rumors. I'm not going to post that out there right now because I like to kind of see where this board meeting goes next week. Yeah, where did Molly go?
Yeah, the rumors regarding the reclassification, they're very interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It really definitely is interesting, but you know what? I think I know what time it is. It's time for the pick six. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to make sure that we're ready to go with this. And here we go. Pick six, week 5. We have new graphics up on the screen for you. Oh, you mean this UFO right here, Emery?
Oh, boy.
Oh my goodness. All right. First up on our pick six for week number 5 is Riverdale 4-0 at Cypress Lake 2-2. So, boy, oh boy. I just thinking about this, looking at this game, Riverdale is a 12-point favorite, giving the Raiders an 85% chance on this one. Panthers 15%. Chris, what are you thinking here as we look into our first game of the picks?
Riverdale's been on a roll, and Cypress Lake they're just now starting to get their footing. So, but I like Riverdale on the road to win this thing.
No, absolutely here, and so Riverdale it is here, and I'm looking at the picks here. I want to pick Cypress Lake, but it's just a little tough. But if Cypress Lake is to win this one, this would go a very, very long way for them in terms of their playoff positioning come here later in the season, in my opinion. So, Mark Gannon says Riverdale. Every says Riverdale over Cypress Lake. Mark Gannon says Noli was driving the UFO. Oh man. All right. So Reno is going with Riverdale as well here on that one. And going with this air. All right. So our second game up is Homestead at Bishop Verot. Homestead, a 1-point favorite over the Vikings. Homestead, 51% chance winning, Bishop Verot 49. So basically, flip a coin, you probably have the winner.
Yeah, I flipped the coin several times in this matchup, and I love what Homestead's doing. I love Homestead. A great program. But give me Bishop Verot at home.
Yeah, I'm going with Bishop Verot myself as well on this one because this one, it's hard. This is a road trip, but you got to come across the alley. But Mark Cannon's going Homestead here, and I'm sorry for you, Mark. No, just kidding. And Reno is going Bishop Verot as well on the picks here for Southwest Florida. So there you see it. Homestead 1-1, Bishop Verot 1-2 right now on the season. All right, our third game up is Fort Myers 2-2 at Charlotte 1-2. Fort Myers has now dropped 2 games in a row. Charlotte did drop that game to North Miami Beach, but the computer is calling for Charlotte 14 over Fort Myers. The Tarpons 90% chance of winning this game. Green Wave 10%.
I agree with it, actually. Charlotte's a much better program right now, despite what the record says, and they played a better schedule. So give me Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going Charlotte right now. I just know, given the combination of several different things here, it really kind of just I'm kind of worried here that given that Coach Sirianni may be out for a little bit more extended time than potentially planned. Because they said 2 weeks, but right this second, I don't know if he's coming back yet. This is a Mark Cannon says, I can't choose a family feud. Well, geez, we just put Mark Cannon in a pickle here on this one, Chris. On the picks, Reno's going Fort Myers, by the way. So there's Reno's pick right there on that one.
I wonder if Mark Cannon wants to play fast money. See where I went there?
Man. All right. Orlando Christian Prep at St. John Newman is our next one up here. Orlando Christian Prep 3-1. St. John Newman 3-1. St. John Newman, 11-point favorite over Orlando Christian Prep, giving Newman an 85% chance of winning this game here. This one's interesting because Chris Margos, a former Philadelphia Eagle, he's leading his team into new heights. I like what he's doing here.
I do too. Both teams are doing really well, but give me St. John Newman because it's at home. It's probably going to be a 7-point game, a little closer than the computer thinks it is, but yeah, give me St. John Newman.
No, absolutely. I'm going St. John Newman. You said you're going Orlando Christian Prep?
I'm going St. John Newman.
Oh, St. John Newman. Okay, sorry. No, absolutely. So I'm going St. John Newman as well. Reno is going St. John Newman as well. So we're all taking St. John Newman. This is a bit of a long road trip for OCP. Mark Canny said he's down with OCP, so we'll see. I guess we are ready to play some pass money. All right. So on to our fifth game here. Booker 3-1 at Lely 2-1. Lely knows how to put up points, but they haven't played the schedule that Booker has. Booker beat Naples 42-0 last week, and boy, Booker a 17-point favorite over the Tornadoes, 17-point favorite over the Trojans, giving them a 93% chance of winning this game. Do you think this is a contest or no contest?
I don't think it's going to be a contest at all. I think Booker is going to blow them out, and it could be by more than 17 points.
Wow, Booker for the win. Booker. Well, I'm going Booker. Reno is going Booker as well here. It sounds like Lely does not stand a chance here in the chat either. So we'll see. All right, our final game is, yes, the First Academy out of Orlando has won 2 games straight at Venice, 2-1. Venice is a 5-point favorite over the Royals, giving the Indians a 68% chance of winning this one.
Venice is starting to find their groove. So give me Venice over First Academy, and it's going to be a 2-point game.
Wow, you're calling for a 2-point game here, Chris. That is very, very, very impressive here. Oh, man. I like what First Academy is doing, but Venice playing at Powell Davis is a tough environment, and I am rolling with the Indians in a 1-pointer. A 1-point game. And Reno is going Venice as well. So we've got all of those here on our picks here as we wrap up our pick 6 for week number 5 here as we roll along here on the show here. And hello to Sunshine, who joins us here every now and once in a while here on the show. And
Yep.
So absolutely. And Nolly's back. I'm back finishing dinner. What about UFOs?
I wonder if they had a rough going down Rocky Road.
No, absolutely. Rocky Road, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, we've got several more shows here tonight for you. We've got Space and Treasure Ghost coming up. We'll have head coach Tyler Murray from Merritt Island on our next show. So stay tuned. We'll be back here in just a few minutes here on FloatHSFootball.com and the FloatHSFootball.com social media networks.